Hiya!
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Thursday, the 11th of July, 2019, and this is episode 353. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join our group on Ravelry. Just hit that join this group button in the top right of the group page and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and to be able to participate in all our ALs and giveaways.
That is correct. Well, we have several things to talk about today, including you get to see my favorite murder mystery wrap. So, we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
What's on your needles, Dammy?
So I'm almost done with my Orpheus socks, which is a design by me. I'm on the last repeat of the leg, and then I just do the cuff and bind off. They're on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles. The yarn is dye 4 yarn, merino silk, in the spouting lava colorway.
And this is the first pattern in your Hadestown collection.
Yes.
Very pretty. I like it. Do you want to say anything else?
That's it.
Which one are you gonna work on next?
Probably Persephone. I just need to finish writing it out because I have a half-finished Word document with the instructions in it.
Is it socks as well, or is it something else?
No, it's a wrap.
Oh, a wrap. Okay. Which yarn?
That green and speckled one that I got when we were in Edinburgh. I'll show you later.
I'm not remembering. I'm sure I will when she shows it to me. Okay, anything else to talk about?
No. So
Okay.
what's on your needles?
I have 3 things on my needles right now. First up is my summer top, which is a pattern by Ink Streak. There you go. On US 3 is 3.25 mil, and US 4 is 3.5 mil. And the yarn is Plymouth Yarn Linaza hand dyed in the mauve, pink, and orange colorway. So,
It's mauve.
I am making very good progress. So what I did this week is I joined it back in the round, and then I did like a cup 2.5 inches past the underarm, and then I went ahead and did the sleeves, which it's a short sleeve top, so they're very short. And then I also did the neck band so that now I can just use the rest of the yarn and knit it long. So I still have this much of this skein left, and I still have another whole skein. So I'm hoping to be able to make it like tunic length because that's my preferred length of top. So I am working on that. I am nearing completion on my Pom Pom Pop shawl, which is a pattern by Juliette Williams. On US 6's 4 mil needles, and I'm using a little nitty diamond in the First I Drink the Coffee, then I Do the Things colorway, and the Ugg I Need a Taco colorway, and then Suburban Stitcher Sock in the Triflers Need Not Apply colorway, and Sunsoak Sister Everything Earth in the pink, green, rust, and taupe colorways. So I have one more segment to do up here without stabbing Dammy in the eye. But yesterday I started making pom-poms. Yes, here we go. Pom-poms. I'm not done with the pom-poms, but there is a handful of pom-poms. I think I need to make 3 more, maybe. Maybe 2 more. Anyway, so I wanted to get those done, and now what I'm going to do is go back and do the last segment, but I'm going to weigh the yarn to see how much it takes to do a garter ridge, and because I know I have enough of the contrast colors, but I need to see if I have enough of the 2 main colors to be able to extend it a little further. and make it longer.
Wouldn't you need more pom-poms then?
Maybe. It only calls for 10.
But you're making it longer.
But it doesn't put pom-poms on every single contrast stripe. See, hold on. Hold on, I have a picture of it in here. See, it doesn't put them on all of them.
Oh. Look how cute Pinky is.
So, we'll see. I mean, I should have enough yarn, I think, to make a third set of pom-poms if I want to. So, we shall see how that goes. But I am making progress on that. Oh, somebody's having a wee bath. And then the other thing I'm working on is my English paper piecing project. So I finished the first layer of hexagons, and then the second layer will have another lavender down here at the bottom, and the rest will be this hunter green with the pink stars on it. And then I'll do one that's the flip-flop with the green on the inside and the yellow on the outside. So I am making good progress on that. And that is everything that is on my needles currently. So we should probably move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
Yes. So the first one I don't actually have with me because I already shipped it out to the UK. So I finished my Happy 8th Birthday Noah socks, which used my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern. I just didn't put a heel in it. I left it as a tube sock. I did those on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Kalispell sock in the Outland colorway and Malabrigo yarn sock in the Fresco Iseko colorway. So I finished those up at some point this last week. I don't remember when. And then got them out in the post so that Noah will have them by his birthday in a couple weeks. So, and then the other thing I finished is this week's preemie hat. This is number 27 for the year. I used my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get on Ravelry. I used US 6's 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Lion Brand Vanna's Choice in the Dusty Purple colorway and Reynolds Playtime in the Tan colorway. So, there's another hat finished. So with those two projects finished, that puts me at exactly 10,884 meters that I've finished. So to reach my stretch goal of 15,000, I need to do 4,116 more meters. And obviously the pom-pom shawl and the summer top are going to add a good amount to that. So then we'll reassess and see where I am at that point. And that is everything that I have finished this week. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Tammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about, and she doesn't have anything to tell you about.
Yummies. So, the final clue of the My Favorite Murder mystery wrap pattern released last week, and I'm going to have the pattern all as one PDF file available on Saturday. That way you don't have to download each clue individually if you do not want to. But I wanted to show y'all and walk you through each of the clues so that you can see what I did. So this is about 6 feet long. It's two rectangles that are joined in the middle when you finish. So two identical pieces knit concurrently and then joined in the middle. And it uses fingering weight yarn. And so we started off, and the first clue has these cable patterns inspired. So each design element, other than the dividers, are inspired by a quote from the My Favorite Murder podcast. So we have this first little section that is inspired by Stay Out of the Forest, which is from episode 23. I had to open up the pattern so that I could tell you what episodes they're from. And then right here above the trees,
Because they live in the trees.
Is an owl pattern. And that's inspired by episode 100. And the quote is, "Or a prowler came in and hit her with an owl." And then, so that was clue 1. Clue 2 is a lace section. Sorry, it's gonna...
She blocked this on my bed while I was at school.
Okay, so can you see those like kind of spiral lace there? That is inspired by an old-fashioned telephone cord, which if you...
Old-fashioned?
Because people don't know. They use all cell phones now.
My work phone, not high-lows work, but school work.
Oh, it still has a phone cord? Okay.
Yeah.
The curly one. So,
I never use it because no one calls the humanities office anymore, but...
So that's inspired by episode 15, You're in a Cult, Call Your Dad. And then I have... where are they? Also lace design right here. They are kitty paw prints, and that's inspired by episode 30, Corrections Corner, Meow Meow Meow. And that's the end of clue 2. Clue 3 is inspired by the tagline, which started in episode 16, Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, which is abbreviated SSDGM. So in this section here, it's hard to see it on the camera, but it's got SSDGM stitched into that section. That's clue 3. Clue 4 has this really fun textured section inspired by episode 32, Let's Sit Crooked and Talk Straight. And then also in that section is a cable pattern right through here that look like cookies. And that's inspired by episode 8, Elvis Want a Cookie? Quote.
In every episode since.
Yes. And that's the end of clue 4.
That's soft.
And then clue 5 is MFM, My Favorite Murder, for the name of the podcast. And then you join it together in the middle.
And you have them reflected.
And then you have a massive cozy wrap. It seems like everybody who's been working on it has really enjoyed it. And I'm so glad. And, yeah. I have some fun photos that,
I thought she was going to eat it. She likes clothes that are hanging from the drying rack. Especially if they're leggings. Our cat. That's who she is. Because I just said she.
Oh, not me. I don't like clothes hanging from the dryer. Anyway, what was I going to say?
Thank you to everyone who bought the pattern and helped to donate to the backlog.
Yes, into the backlog. And if you're not one for a mystery pattern, now that all the clues are out, I hope you enjoy it and purchase it and knit it up because it is lovely. I'm very happy with it. It was a lot of hard work designing a mystery pattern. I've knit mystery patterns before, but this is my first one to design. And yeah, it was a lot of hard work, but I'm just thrilled with how it came out and all of that. The other thing for Yummies this week, Dammy and I got these really cute, they're stickers, but there's also enamel pins with Bob that say I support Ravelry. And these were made by Nerdbird Makery, and she's donating...
On Etsy or...
I linked it in the show notes. It's her website. But if you just search Nerdbird Makery, you'll find it, and they're right on the front page of her site. A portion of the proceeds are going to a charity, and I can't remember which one. So.
Oh, races?
Maybe. I could look, you know.
RAICES.
No, I was just going to go to Nerdbird Makery, because it says on her website.
I'm spelling it for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. $1 of every sticker and $2 of every pen are being donated. So, so yeah. I'm holding on to this though and not putting it on anything because I have a new water bottle coming.
Yes, she does.
with kitties and knitting on
She's
it.
going to be one of the Hydro Flask people, even though it's not technically a Hydro Flask, but it kind of is.
And put...
It's just not branded.
I'm going to put this on it. So I'm very excited. Do you have any yummies this week?
No, I'll have some I can show like next week or the week after. But,
You've been redoing your walls,
yeah.
adjusting things that she had hanging and making some scrapbooks.
Yeah, I need another binder to put my Playbill collection in. It's too big.
I don't know
But
if
it needs to be a size that will fit those sheet protectors I got.
I don't know if I have another one. I'll have to look. Yeah. Okay. Well, if nothing else, let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. So we have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. So July's prompt list is about celebration and some summer stuff and just some more just general knitting, crafting type stuff. Yeah. So what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. Just take a look at the prompt for the day. Today's prompt, do you remember? I looked at it earlier and I can't remember what it was. Texture.
The texture of the pinky's fur.
So you
The texture of her teeth as she bites you.
She doesn't bite
The
you.
texture of her claws as she beats you up.
She did beat you up last night. You interpret the prompt however you want.
See, so many things you can do for texture.
You can also do like texture of knitted fabric or crocheted or whatever.
The texture of the scars your pet has given you.
Hashtag GGK Kitty Pad.
The texture of the emotional scars your pet has given you.
You interpret the prompt however you want. You post it on Instagram. Make sure in the captions you use hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, because that's how we find your photo and yours might get chosen. You can also use hashtags GGK Kitty Pad, GGK Puppy Pad, and GGK Puggy Pad along with that. If you have a private account on Instagram and you're participating in GGK Crafty Pad, you need to make sure that Dammy's Doodles is following you, because otherwise we can't see your pictures. So just send her a PM and she will follow you. Okay, upcoming events. This Sunday, the 14th of July, we will be at Knitting in the Park in Allen, Washington, and we will have...
Service.
I don't know.
Oh. Oh no.
I can't remember. We will have a table there with our 3 books for sale. And then the Fall Pacific Northwest Yarn Crawl is the first weekend in October. And then I'm attending a 1-day knitting retreat in November. So that is everything for now, I think. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
So what are you reading, Dammy?
I'm almost done with Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. It's a good book.
Yeah.
It's a good book.
Is it? I think I asked you this already. Is it still pretty much in line with the TV show? I mean,
yeah, like more or less.
yeah. I mean, obviously you have to make some edits because things don't. You can't totally take something that's been written and convert it to visuals. So, yeah.
I'm also reading The Glass Scientists, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
So when you finish Good Omens, are you going back to Les Mis, or are you going to read something else?
I was about to say something. I think I've got a Shakespeare anthology, but I've also got some of the Shakespeare smaller books, and I was going to ask, because when I started out reading Shakespeare, just reading it for me wasn't doing anything, so I'd listen to the LibriVox recordings of it, along with reading it, but I wanted to ask you guys if you have any preferably free audiobook versions of Shakespeare, like Much Ado, Taming of the Shrew. Like,
Is there any on LibriVox?
They're all on LibriVox. Just LibriVox isn't my favorite. So, if you guys have any suggestions, your favorite versions of Shakespeare audiobooks.
There's that. Oh, I can't think what the name of that podcast is.
Knitlit?
Yeah, I wonder if they've done any of them. I don't know. We could check on that and see. Okay, so I assume you're getting your 15 minutes a day in.
Yeah.
What am I referring to?
The July, August, September RAL.
Read along. So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day every day.
Joke's on you, I'm illiterate.
I don't care what you're reading as long as you're reading, and audiobooks do count. So we have the seasonal alongs that we've been doing, and then by doing the seasonal alongs, you earn entries into the year-long read-along. And then at the start of 2020, we will draw for 3 grand prize winners from all the entries. There are a couple ways to get bonus entries, so all the details are in the Ravelry group and in the show notes. And even if you haven't participated in the first 2 seasons, you can still participate, start now, and earn entries. So don't let that dissuade you if you haven't been doing it already. And yeah, okay. I am reading, so I've picked back up Pilgrimage of a Soul, Contemplative Spirituality for the Active Life by Felina Hertz. I think I have 1 chapter left of that.
Nice.
So I'm almost done with it. I finished reading Mindful Eating, A Guide to Rediscovering a Healthy and Joyful Relationship with Food by Jan Chosen Bays, and really, I enjoyed it. Obviously, and I think I mentioned this before, there's some things that I agreed with and some that I was like, not so much. But overall, there was some really interesting discussion about various things about relationship with food. So I'm continuing to reread Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is book 4 in the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I'm rereading that along with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. This week's episode chapter/episode was The Madness of Mr. Crouch. When they found him in the... Well, they find out... Well, there's the whole thing in the kitchen. With Dobby and Winky. Winky. We have a friend whose cat's name is Winks.
I need to tell them I can cat sit.
That's why I think it's throwing us. And then there's the part about them finding out what the third challenge, task, whatever, is going to be. And then the whole thing about them finding Mr. Crouch in the Forbidden Forest.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
I don't know. Obviously, it's been a long time since I've read Harry Potter.
I know, but I was trying to ask if Forbidden Forest was the correct name. So, I am also now rereading book number 5 in the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon, The Fiery Cross, so that I can start thinking about what I'm going to design for season 5 of Outlander.
What time period does it take place in?
It's here in America. I'm not...
The title makes it sound like the 60s. Because
No, this is like they went back in time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't think of exactly when it is.
1860s?
Like, oh no, I think 1700s.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Brianna is like...
Oh yeah, Jamie never time travels, does he?
No.
Oh.
Well, not so far anyway.
Boring.
Bree is like young 20s maybe. So I'm rereading that. I finished reading book 8 in the Cat Who ... series by Lillian
Sniffed glue.
Jackson Braun. That is exactly that's what this chapter was, this book was. This one, yeah.
Why is the cat sniffing glue?
He thinks it's because
It's got catnip in it.
no, because the cat is able to tell like how old a book is based on how the glue smells.
Or the cat just wants to get high of the glue.
No, but smelling glue helps solve the mystery.
It's just such a weird name for the
I know. I also read book 20 in the In Death series by J.D. Robb. It was a difficult read emotionally, but it was a really good read. And then I started just last night, and this is actually a nonfiction book called Mrs. Sherlock Holmes by Brad Ricka. And it is about a female American detective that became known as Mrs. Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what's her name? Because she was talked about in Timeless. There was an episode about her.
Yes, I can't remember what her name is. Hold on, let me...
And that was the name of the episode, Mrs. Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I mean, and Conan Doyle is in the book as well. Hold on just a second. Goodreads. Here we go. Mrs. Sherlock Holmes. Grace Humiston.
Yes.
And it's about this is the shocking and amazing true story of the first female U.S. District Attorney and traveling detective who found missing 18-year-old Ruth Kruger when the entire New York Police Department had given up. So, I just started it last night.
Yeah,
it's
buddy.
a long one. It's like 500 pages or something.
Yeah. Is
So
it supposed to be like a biography? Or
yeah, I mean...
Or like a crime thriller, but nonfiction.
It's nonfiction, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know that there are a ton of notes, references in the book. So, yeah. So I'm reading that. Okay, movies, watching. I watched a Hallmark movie called Love Unleashed. It was about dogs.
Puppies! There were
And
so many puppies.
We watched another movie.
Yes, the Lego Movie... The Lego Movie 2, The Second Part.
I liked the Unikitty.
Yes, I know. The kitty room. We need a kitty room.
We do need a kitty room. Yes. Okay, I finished watching season 2 of Designated Survivor, and I'm watching season 3. I think I only have 3 or 4 episodes left. And then season 3 just released in June, so they haven't announced if they are renewing it or not. But it got canceled at the end of season 2 from ABC, and now it's on Netflix, so there is a change. There are some changes.
They're allowed to swear.
Yes. Yes. I binged watched all of season 3 of Stranger Things
She did.
and sobbed my eyes out in the last episode.
There's been a spoiler warning, so you can tell us what happened.
Hopper died. Or did he?
Who is Hopper?
The guy who adopts Eleven.
Does she have a real name?
I'll call her Elle. But there's reason to hope in the post-credits scene that he might be alive.
Mm-hmm.
But he wrote this speech he was going to give to her and her boyfriend, and
Wait, they're children!
yes, they are.
Ah!
Well, teens, young
Ah!
teens. Anyway, and she was reading it, and I was like sobbing and crying, and I really wish I did not realize how much time had passed between when I watched season 2 and when season 3 was released. I wish I had rewatched seasons 1 and 2 before I watched season 3. But I will,
On my thing, I'm sorry.
Tammy's over here bidding on the auction.
And, like, I found it and was like, oh, of course it ends right in the middle of when we're recording the podcast.
You won?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's
I
good.
didn't pay more than the max one.
Okay. So I may go back and rewatch it. Mm-hmm. Although the Dr. Hubbs was kind of interested in it, so I may see if he wants me to watch it with him since I've watched it all. Yeah. Now I may do that and just watch the whole thing with him. Why don't you talk about some of this stuff now?
We are watching series 2 of Victoria. They went to Scotland.
They did. But there is no evidence that they got lost in Scotland as was portrayed in the show. I think we have 2 episodes left in season 2, and then we have season 3 to watch.
Okay? Elementary, season 7. Captain's back.
Yay!
All right. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6. Fitzsimmons are returning to Earth with the person creatures thing, planning to attack. Who is the real bad guy?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. And then I'm watching Instinct season 2 and Good Witch season 5.
Yeah.
I am listening to my favorite murder podcast. I actually made Dammy come in and listen to the Hometown Murder because it was so... The murder...
Intriguing.
The murder was not funny, but the situation was very funny. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Listening to Hadestown, OBCR, the Fates, and the Workers and Hermes is released. That segment of songs are dropping tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So we'll get those since you pre-ordered everything. Mm-hmm. What are you listening to?
Cabin Pressure and Kiss Me Kate 2019.
Oh, we watched that. We didn't put that in the show notes.
Yeah. I made her watch the 2001 West End production of Kiss Me Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Mm-hmm. It got a little long.
Yeah. Would you have felt that way if you were actually in the theater?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it got long. And we didn't really take an intermission.
No.
We just left it playing.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe if we'd taken an intermission, it wouldn't have felt quite as long. There were some people that I recognized. Mm-hmm. But no, like, really big names in it.
Rachel York is a big name.
Okay.
Brent Barrett is a big name.
Okay. Are they still on Broadway now? Is in stuff?
Well, they're not on Broadway currently, but Rachel York was on Broadway last season in Head Over Heels. Now she's in a production of 42nd Street. I don't know what Brent Barrett is doing right now, but I don't know. I can only see him in Chicago right now because he's been in and out of it.
Hold on, we're going to consult IBDB, which is the Internet Broadway Database. How do you spell his last name?
Barrett. But it only shows Broadway, not off-Broadway, not any regional productions. Okay, so the most recent on Broadway, he was in Annie Get Your Gun, but...
he's still in Chicago. On touring.
I think Chicago is coming here soon.
If I click on this, will it tell me?
I don't know. We can research it when we're done with this segment.
I've told Dammy...
Mr. Barrett, it's me, your biggest fan.
I have...
Yeah! Paramount Theater, Seattle, Washington.
I have told Dammy that, that if... Oh, it's on Daddy and Not My Anniversary.
That's 4 days.
Yep.
I won't be in Seattle then, but I'm gonna go.
I've told Dammy that if Hadestown tours, we are getting tickets.
Okay, we can stop looking at this while we're recording. We can look at it in
Oh,
a bit.
Anastasia's coming in 2020.
I know.
Okay, wait, where are the show notes? Sorry, I got distracted. I need to put Kiss Me Kate in there, that we watched it. Okay, that is everything that we are reading, watching, and listening to. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our June, July, August.
Summertime and the living is easy.
Ow.
Tell us about it.
So this is an along that runs from the 1st of June through the 31st of August, and it is for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you could convince us is related to summer. There are a couple main rules. So the first is that no whips are allowed. Your project must have been begun no earlier than the 1st of June and then finished no later than the 31st of August, unless you are knitting the My Favorite Murder mystery wrap, which you can enter as long as you finish it by the last day of the owl. The other main rule is that each project of at least 20 yards that you finish and post in the FO thread count as one entry. But if your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards.
And then that's one entry into the giveaways.
Yeah. You can feel free to polydip in other alongs that are going on as long as it fits in with the other rules. That's fine. We have lots of lovely prizes that are on our screen right now.
I just thought of the title that I was thinking for the episode.
Okay, well, keep it in your brain. Okay, don't lose it. If you'd like to get closer looks at these prizes, you can tune into the first podcast of every month where we talk about them in detail, or go to geekygirlsknit.com, and there are pictures and links to the shops from where they came from. You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you would like to post on social media or tag your projects. It is GGK Summertime 19. The FO thread is going to be locked on the morning of the 1st of September. Then winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that, and any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. And there's a chatter thread on Ravelry where you guys can post your progress, and it's where I give shoutouts to people who finish projects, and I also do that here. So I'm going to do that now.
Go for it.
DDorf4, DG White, DJ ID, Falling Star 12, Knit Central, Knit Live Love, Leaner, Mystery Sewer, Nicole S, Original Sin, POK DEJ, Saiku Hulakian, or Strauss, Smash Williams 94, Share 2014, Silver Luna 2112, Yarn Taxi Driver, and Yellcat 2.
Great job, everybody. You still have 1 2/3 months to complete your items. So keep working on them and get them posted. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
Yes, this week's question is another question for the Dr. Hubs. So we recorded it earlier because he's gone to work now. But Dammy, why don't you tell us who asked the question and what it is?
All right. So the question is from Amy, who is A. Bingham from California, to Dr. Hubs. What are your hobbies? How do you spend your time while Dammy and Cece are knitting or stitching away?
Yes. So,
let's hear it from the man himself.
Yes.
Transition effects.
Well, thank you all for joining this episode of Ask the Dr. Hubs.
Sorry, I'm making the camera shake.
Help! It's an earthquake!
It's not funny, honey. There was earthquakes this week. We've never been in an earthquake, though.
No.
Tornadoes, yes. Earthquake, no. I'm kind of scared.
All right.
Okay, answer your question.
So this question is about how I spend my time while you and Dammy are knitting, or my hobbies.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll mention 4 things. I'll start with the 2 things I don't get to do very often. The first one is spend time in the mountains. I love mountains, particularly if it's cool. If I'm hot and sweaty while I'm in the mountains, it doesn't really count.
No.
But if it's cool, or there's a light snow or something where you can still get out of the mountains if you have to, then that's perfect. Of course, you sort of need a cabin or something like that, but I love spending time in the mountains. Now the other time is playing chess. I haven't done this in a long time. Two main factors for that is lack of people that actually want to play chess and lack of time to play chess. So I used to be, at one point I was really good at it back in college and in seminary, but I haven't been able to play in quite a while. But the two things that I do for hobbies or to recharge, something like that, one is watch TV with my family. However, my preference is to go back and watch old shows that we've already watched, even if we've already watched through them 2 or 3 times. I like the old shows better than most of the new shows that are on. There's lots of reasons for that I won't bore people with. But the number one thing that I do is, of course, I read. I read and read and I read.
I am so shocked. I had no clue.
So, yes.
What are you reading right now?
What am I reading right now? Okay. So, I'm actually almost never just reading one thing. But there's this book. It doesn't have the jacket on it, so I'll go to the title page so everyone can see it. It's a book called Kingdom Conspiracy: Recovering the Radical Mission of the Local Church by Scott McKnight.
Yep.
So I'm reading that. I'm also reading a book. It's in the bedroom right now, called The Liturgy of the Ordinary by Tish Harrison Warren. She's an Anglican priest who I believe lives in Pittsburgh right now. And then this is our new Anglican Church in North America Book of Common Prayer, and I've been flipping through it. A friend gifted this to me on July 4th, so I've been looking through it. So those are some of the things that I'm reading. Those aren't the only things I'm reading, though. So
What is a book that you're most excited about starting to read as soon as you can?
Oh, okay. Oh goodness, I'm excited about so many of them.
One that you have in your possession and one that you want to have in your possession.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting this question. I wasn't prepared.
I know. I'm putting you
Okay.
on the spot.
Okay. There is a book on my desk in there. I've only been able to just flip through it so far, but it's called Faithful Presence. It's a book about the church's presence in culture. It's next on my list after I get done with this one.
Who wrote it?
It's by David Fitch.
Okay. I know that name.
And then one that I want. Oh goodness, there's so many that I want. You don't realize how hard this is to narrow down.
Yes, I do.
Why do you do this to me? It's torture.
No, because I know how hard it is to narrow down for me. My to be read list is about 57 pages long.
Yes. So there's a book by an Anglican priest named Emily Hunter McGowan, and she has written a book called Quivering Families, and it's based on her doctoral dissertation. And she does what's called an ethnographic study, which means she interviews families that follow the quiverful movement, and then that was the basis for her dissertation and her theological analysis of that particular way of life. So I have the dissertation version, but I want the book version.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about hobbies?
I don't think so.
Okay. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
That was his answer. Transition back.
I just, the fancy transitions,
Yes.
they're like, woo.
Yeah, the kind of fade out. I think I can do that in our editing software.
Funny.
I might try to do that.
Funny.
So thank you so much, Amy, for the question. Yeah. So if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. Let's move on to the next segment. Yay! We made it to the end of the show. I don't think we have any announcements. If you're in the area, come to Knitting in the Park on Sunday. Hey guys, I remembered I was going to ask y'all something and I forgot to ask you, so I'm recording this right quick while Dammy is uploading the videos to the computer so that I can edit the podcast. So, I enjoy cross-stitching. In fact, before I learned to knit, cross-stitching was my craft of choice. And I picked up this kit for an embroidery project about a year or more ago, thinking, oh, okay, I like cross-stitch, so I like it too. I don't enjoy it. So I love, though, it says Live Simply, and it's got the flowers. Is there anybody out there that loves embroidery that would finish this for me, and we can negotiate terms? I really, really do want it, but I'm not enjoying doing it at all. So, if there's anybody out there that'd be interested in finishing it for me, send me a PM. Okay, have a great week. Bye. Okay, well then let's talk about our normal stuff. A humongous thank you to everyone who supports our podcast, no matter how it is you do it. We wouldn't be doing the podcast if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much. But especially thank you to those of you who support us financially. Unfortunately, it does cost money to do a podcast, so we're very grateful for y'all's support. If you would like to help support the podcast financially, there's 3 ways you could do that. First is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. I just sent out Patreon rewards this week. So if you were expecting something, it should be on its way to you. Yeah. So, Dammy, if somebody wants to know more about Patreon or wants to sign up, where should they go?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our website first and find the image or link in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes, click through, do your shopping as normal, and we'll earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway. Well, with that, I think we're going to say goodbye. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and stay safe. There's lots of weather and natural disaster stuff going on right now, so please remember to stay safe, and happy crafting, and we will talk to you again next time. Bye.
Bye.
Are you having a wee bath? Oh, you're so cute, even when you're naughty. Oh, sweet baby. Oh, gotta clean your face some more. Oh.
You know, that food with the gravy in it, it just gets all over you.
It does.
It gets inside your toes.
Maybe she dropped a little bit of gravy on the floor and stepped in it. What's out there? Is there birdies?